Howdy everyone. Today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful resin epoxy Christmas ornaments. These were very easy to make and a lot of fun too. I got these wood ornaments from Michael's craft store. You can most likely find something similar from your own local craft store. Or if you're handy with woodworking, you can create your own shapes. Next, I picked out some spray paints that would complement each other. I went with some blues, some gold and copper, and some traditional Christmas red and green. I use Rust-Oleum high gloss spray paint as I have found it works best with the epoxy. I placed the ornaments on a piece of cardboard outside, making sure to tuck the strings underneath. I then sprayed a base coat of solid color paint on each one. I let these dry for about half an hour. For the epoxy, I'm using Stone Coat countertop epoxy. It has a very long working time for epoxy, which is very useful when working with a lot of little projects like this. This epoxy is made with a 1:1 resin to hardener ratio. I used a measuring cup to measure out equal parts of water into a cup and drew 2 lines where I needed each part measured. For this project, I only needed a very small amount of epoxy. The rest of the epoxy I used for a different project. Make sure you wear gloves on both of your hands the whole time you are working with the epoxy. Here I made the mistake of only wearing a glove on one of my hands. Do not make the same mistake I did. Measure out your resin into the cup to the first line, then add the hardener afterwards, measuring to the second line. Mix by hand for a specified amount of time based on the epoxy. For the Stone Coat countertop epoxy, this will be 4 minutes. After the epoxy is thoroughly mixed, I simply dip my hand in and spread a thin layer on each ornament, making sure the entire surface is covered. As you can see here, it doesn't take a lot of epoxy to cover each of the ornaments. Once I got each ornament covered, I sprayed over the epoxy with the hammered paint. I really like using this hammered paint because it gives a really cool effect that lets the base layer show through just a little bit. After the paint, I took the ornaments back inside. Here, I took a heat gun and went over the epoxy very lightly to pop any bubbles. I then let them sit on a level surface like this for 24 hours to cure. And here is the final product. You can see how the hammered paint spread out to let the base color shine through. I did these 2 trees using various colors before spraying on the final hammered paint. You can see how the hammered paint caused all the top paint to spread with it. For these 2, I sprayed the hammered paint on immediately after applying the resin. You can see how it caused the paint to spread quite a bit and show more of the underlying color. These 2 were done last after the epoxy already started to set up. You can see how the hammered paint didn't have much time to flow, but still shows the base color underneath. I would say these 2 are definitely my favorites. These would look great on any Christmas tree, hanging from a mantle, or as an accent piece to any other holiday display. If you enjoyed this tutorial video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button. Comment down below and let me know which color combination was your favorite. If this video gets 10 comments asking for it, I will make a video of how to craft a train ornament from a piece of plywood using the same technique.
Thank you for watching.